Everything's up and running, and this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com. And I just couldn't wait to get on the live stream today to show you the latest library from Spitfire Originals, and it is the intimate strings. Now, I've just been discovering a lot of Spitfire libraries. They are just they're really pretty amazing. They have a unique fingerprint. They have a unique signature. What they've done with the originals is that they have taken like a lot of their libraries, and they've brought out these very economical and accessible instruments. For $29, you can have string section, felt pianos, cinematic pianos, brass, percussion, all for $29. Now, they're of course not going to be as full, in-depth, like the BBCSO or some of their larger libraries, but it's enough to get the sound, to get the core of what these libraries bring. So if it's your first time, go ahead and click subscribe and those notifications because like today, I never really know when I'm going to be able to get online and share these with you. So let's just dive right into to checking this out. So what we've got is the Spitfire Player. They used to have contact libraries, but they're going to their own dedicated player. When I first pulled this up, it comes up with that the Flautando patch. Now, I thought Consordino was my favorite, and Flautando is really coming up on a really close second. The long Flautando. And when I first started playing, I wound up in F sharp. So here we go. And that just instantly, it does what it does. It just pulls you right in. The thing that they've done with this particular library is they've given you a beautiful ensemble patch. So this is a group of chamber. It's a chamber section. It's a smaller section, and so it's recorded in Air Studio. So you get that room. You get the Air Studio room. You get the sound here. you've got like some dynamic range here, and then you've got this slider, and you can always assign these controllers to the, whatever MIDI controller that you have. So you have control over the reverb, release, and the tightness is only available in the shorts. So let's go ahead and do some more here. So let's just get into some of the other features here. So they give you 3 different mic positions, and I'm going to switch to the shorts, and you can choose different categories. So you have different categories. You can actually set up favorites. You've got the Consordinos, the delicate, longs, and shorts. So let's just click on shorts, and that way we can kind of get an idea of what's going on with some of these, especially with the tightness. So here's the shorts. Yeah, I like that. It almost sounds like little David Foster. Yeah, so one of the things about me personally is that I am what I guess what I would call an intuitive / experiential composer or arranger, because I guess I went to the conservatory of hard knocks in a way, and been exposed to so many different types of music over the years since I was 5 years old, and really, it just overwhelms me to think that I'm sitting here in this room, in this studio, and surrounded by such beautiful technology, and seeing where everything's come from. It always just, it overwhelms me. It makes me, it really makes me emotional in a way, because it's just such a privilege to be able to play this thing. Yeah. So I play what I experience. That's what I mean. And I'm learning so much about orchestration, because I orchestrate in the moment. Sometimes I'll hear a melody or I'll play a sound, and it'll take on a life of its own and kind of carry you into a really cool place. What I'm going to do, we do have some reverb here. I'm going to turn the reverb off, and I'm actually going to see, we've got close mics, a beautiful tree mic setup, and then they have a real special vintage mic setup as well. So I'm cutting the tree mics and the vintage off, and let's just listen to the close mics without any reverb, and that way you can kind of get a sense of the room, the room sound. So here we go. Let's just take a listen to that. That's without any reverb, and you hear the decay of the room. And like I say before, the room is almost like the extra player on the basketball or football team. It's the element that is there that gives that extra something to it. So I'm just going to play some shorts, and so you can get some more feel of the room there. So I'm counting in my head. It's about a 2 to 3 second RTA or the decay. 1001, 1002, like about 2.5. Yeah. So here we go. Here's some more. See a little Sense and Sensibility in there. Without any effects or reverb. That's just the room. That's just the air in the air studio. Yeah. And the other thing that that I love to talk about, you know, it's me. And the thing that I love to talk about is the fact that they've captured. There we go. They've captured these beautiful performances. See, these are captured, and you know it gets a little crazy when you think about it, but performances and the spirit of the performer, I believe, is somehow captured in the recordings. And when you're playing these back, you are playing back the essence of the performance that was captured during that time. So if the musician wasn't the best musician, you're playing back that type of performance. But these musicians, you're playing back these top tier, first class instruments, I mean, and performances. And it's a beautiful credit to the musicians that recorded these. Yeah, because it just... it just gets me. It just carries me away. Okay, so let's just look at the tightness a little bit. And I am, you know, I get so excited about these libraries. It was just like, as soon as I had it installed, it's like I've got to go online because I don't want to play too much, because I want to experience this with everybody. So that's what gets me so excited, and it's just yeah, I love it. I love it. So let's go over here to the tightness. And what the tightness does, it actually it adjusts the sample start time. So the more that you have it turned over, it's going to trigger those samples a little deeper into it. So let's go. Let's just play with that. So I'm going to have it all the way off so we can hear that. So you get the full attack of the sample. You get you get to hear the full sample. Now I'm going to crank it up a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and go to the other extreme, where you're just cutting off all that attack portion and you're getting right into the sustain part. Now let's go in the center again. Yeah, so that gives you some really cool dynamic effects. So I think having it sort of not all the way over unless you're going for a special effect. And so it's just got some really interesting textures. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the longs. Let's go to the longs and take a listen to the different mic positions some more. And thanks so much for watching, everybody, and for joining me today. So this is the longs with the close mic. And then we'll go to the tree and the vintage mic as well. let's check out the tree mic. And then when you turn these down all the way, the faders down, then it'll disable that mic position. So, and when you touch it and turn it on, it'll automatically enable itself. So here's the tree mic position. Yeah, my goodness. And here again, I find myself, I love just playing those open chords down in the left hand. That's what I like about ensembles as well, because it just lets you kind of stretch out across the keyboard. And what you might do is, once you sort of get a part kind of put down, you can go back and separate those parts out some more. Okay, so what's also, okay, well, before I do that, let's listen to the vintage. Let's listen to the vintage. And this is a kind of a unique, sound design and kind of process through some different mics and equipment. So let's take a listen to that. And yeah, so here we go. Same with the longs. So here we go. And it almost sounds like it's more of like a mono signal. And with the reverb, let's turn the reverb off so we can just hear. So it's more of a straight up the center. But when you have it mixed in with some of these others, it gives it some color. It just gives it a little bit of grit, a little bit of color. So here, let's try that. You just got a little bit of that color. And I'm not hearing a really heavy vibrato as well. There's just a little bit, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah, and there you go. So let's go on to another. What else is here? We've got, okay, so we've got long Consordinos. Now, the thing about the Consordino is that when they released BBCSO, a dear friend of ours, they let us, they got that for us, for me, for the studio, and I just was blown away by that, and I'm so grateful for that. And so one of the first things I pulled up was the Consordino, and it literally made me cry. I think that was the first comment that I sent back to Spitfire. It was like the Consordinos just made me weep. It was just so beautiful. But this is the Consordinos in the intimate strings, so with a smaller chamber section. So let's take a listen. And you've got a little bit of close mic and tree mic. So let's take a listen. It's that beautiful, silky, muted. Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. So you hear that silkiness of the Consordino. Well, thank you so much for listening and staying here with me. So you have a short Consordino as well. So let's take a listen to that. And the tightness is turned on, that you can adjust that. Yeah, so that's beautiful. I like that. Okay, so let's just see what else we've got here, and then I want to do some other fun things. So we've got Pizzicato. And it's almost like you can hear the individual players, just they're not all playing at the same time. And that's what makes a string section so beautiful, is that they're just kind of playing and conscious of each other, and it's cool. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Okay, so we've got a short collegno. Yeah, and so that's more of an aggressive. And for a $29 library, that just kind of blows your mind, as because you may be getting a few less layers, or they may have stretched a few samples here and there, but the essence and the quality is just still, it's right there. It's just right there. Yeah, and hearing all those different things kind of hit at different times, it just creates a really cool. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, so one of the things they have here is half sections. They've given you the full chamber section, but then they've broken it down and given you a long half section here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's just take a listen to that. So this is a little smaller grouping here. And you can hear the difference. It's a little closer in. You know, I don't know how many round robins are included in this. But I think there's a frequently asked questions, and it might have that, because I know they did that with the cinematic piano, comparing the round robins and layers with that. So this is kind of like what I wanted to do. I have the let's see what we've got here. And this is the other thing. I've can't. Let me see what we've got here. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. So I've got some things going on here, but I've got the I've got this loaded into my DAW, and I wanted to compare the flautando and with the full BBCSO. So I've got the BBCSO Pro here, and so so I'm going to pull that up so we can take a listen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so here's the BBCSO, and I've got the violins one pulled up, and I just wanted to kind of let you hear the difference between the small chamber in the Air Studio, and then this larger section in the space that they recorded this. I think it's Movade Studios here. So here's the long flautando in BBCSO. And I might as well start in F sharp, because this is where I started with the originals. Here we go. And I hear just a difference. A difference in the room, and then you hear, if you're listening with headphones, earbuds, or whatever you've got, I hear that placement, that's sampled in place, and the mix that I have, I just have the main mix pulled up here. So let's listen to that some more, and then I'll switch back and do the same thing. Okay, now let's go back to the intimate strings. And I'll do the same thing. We can hear the difference. And this is the half section. Let's go ahead and pull up the long flatandos. Okay, here we go. Now let's go back to BBCSO. One more time. So what I'm hearing definitely, I'm hearing the Air Studio. I'm hearing that bigger room. And then plus I'm hearing that the chamber section is recorded more just standalone by itself, not in the context of the orchestra, but just kind of a standalone chamber section. it's like you're taking an eye test, and which I've taken quite a few over my lifetime, and the eye doctor will always say, "Oh man, okay. Yeah." The eye doctor will always say, "Which is better, A or B?" And it's like, but you can also hear just even the violins, how many more, how big that section is. Yeah. And here's the Consordino. Let me switch the Consordino on. And this is the BBCSO Consordino. And God said, "Let there be light." Man. Man. Wow. Oh my gosh. So you can see why that first time I heard the BBCSO, why that, yeah. Now this is the flottando, and still has just, exactly. Yeah. So that's a point that I want to make, is that the BBCSO is the professional is $900, and then I have it on their SSD. In fact, I'm running all my Spitfire libraries from the Spitfire SSD. So that's the thing. So you're getting just an incredible amount of value, I think, with these. Now that's the intimate strings. That's exactly the point. I think that's one of the big points that I want to make with these original series, is that, yeah, when you put them up right next to the larger libraries, yeah, you're kind of like, you don't have all the bells and whistles, but you have the core of what makes the sounds so special. Yeah, I want to do one more thing before we go. And if it's your first time here, like I said, please subscribe. And I love to share these experiences. So I'm going to load the long flottandos back on. That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing, is that it sounds so good for $29 bucks. Yeah. And if you order now, we'll throw in the extra. No. So this is what I thought, what I thought I would do. So I have the felt piano loaded, and this is another one of the $29 originals, and this is the original felt piano, and this is based on their first felt piano library that they released, and some call it the Simcock library, but yeah, and right away you can hear how nice that sounds. And so what I thought I would do is combine the felt piano with the flottandos So I'm just going to just link these MIDI tracks together and just see what happens here. So this is the original felt piano along with the flautandos. Okay, here we go. Let's kind of blend these a little bit. So it just makes a really cool way to sketch out some ideas. Okay, yeah. Wow. So when you're playing like this, you just create all of these cool themes and ideas because it comes out. Wow. I love it. And see, that's where things really go up another notch when you layer them and you start experimenting with them. Man. yeah, like you said, I mean, these are the times that you can just get lost and one of the descriptions that they say on the Spitfire site about these intimate strings is achingly beautiful, and that's what you're experiencing, what I'm experiencing. It's just such a... And you layer it with that felt piano, and it's just... But you layer it with that felt piano, and it just takes it to another level. Okay, so we're going to close it out for now. And, you know, again, this is Simeon from PraiseTracks.com. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing and liking. You know, just liking a video really kind of helps let everyone know that you guys are enjoying the content, and make sure you check out all the links in the description below. And you know, I'm just going to play a little bit longer, and if there's any more questions, you know, just feel free to jump in and let me know. And if you're watching the replay, you know, just leave a comment or a question in the chat and in the comments below, and I'll do my best to try to answer you. And thank you so much. I am just so blessed and amazed at how we've been doing these things. It's just been so wonderful to do it, and I'm so appreciative of all of the support. And thank you so much. And I'm just going to kind of play around and yeah, let's just see what happens as we wrap it up for today. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you real soon.